welcome back to Istanbul Tonight. Tonight we're back again here with Joshua. Welcome.
Thank you.
I just watched your video on synthesis and group knowledge. Could you explain to us about these topics a bit more before we watch the video?
Absolutely. I heard a podcast and I read an article about group knowledge. And it's the idea that actually crowds are smarter than experts. So I decided to run a little experiment, which you'll see in the video shortly. And what it's really about is actually about synthesis, which is bringing different ideas together into one idea. So I got my ideas from different sources, both podcasts and articles, and I brought them together. And as you can see in the video, basically of all of these different people's ideas all being brought together into one idea. And that's really what synthesis is.
Okay, great. Well, let's take a look at the video.
What is the population of France? Make an educated guess. Think, what's the population of Turkey? Maybe you know the population of Germany. And then make a guess. What do you think the population of France is? Just guess. Don't use Wikipedia, just guess. Okay? What'd you guess? Now, your guess might be accurate. It might be wildly off. And of course, you could use the internet to very quickly find out the answer. Or you could ask a lot of people. And if you do this, you might find that their collective answer is pretty close to the truth. And if you do this, you might find that their collective answer is pretty close to the truth.
About 92 million.
98 million?
75 million.
32 million.
70 million.
60 million.
75 million.
54 million.
40 million.
55 million.
60 million.
20 million.
17 million.
45 million.
38 million.
25 million.
60 million.
75 million.
4.
48,536,003.
70 million.
The correct answer is 66 million. And as you can see, no one guessed that number. But if we take the average of all of these guesses, without the 4, which is obviously a joke, we get 57.5 million. And if we remove the second lowest guess, 17 million, we actually get 60 million. And if you guess 60 million, that's a pretty good guess. It's not 100% correct, but it's close. So you say, okay, big deal. If you get a large enough group and you take an average of a number, you'll probably get pretty close to the correct answer. That's not group knowledge, that's math. Well, actually not. Because if you're in a group of people and you're trying to figure out an answer to a question together, as you hear everyone else's ideas, generally the group will come together and use everyone's collective knowledge to come up with the best answer. So some of us guessed 60 million, which is pretty close, and that ended up being the average. Now, what's the connection between group knowledge and synthesis? So synthesis is taking two or more ideas and bringing them together to create a new idea. And that's really the same thing you're doing in group knowledge, taking a number of ideas and bringing them together to create a new idea, in this case, the best idea. Now, synthesis is something we do every day. We do it all the time, in fact. We do it unconsciously. We take lots of information from lots of different sources, and we create new ideas, new information. In academia, we do this more directly. We read a number of articles or books, or we look at websites, or listen to podcasts, or listen to experts, and then we take all of those ideas and come up with a new idea. So like I said, synthesis is taking two or more things and bringing them together to make a new thing, a new idea, a new understanding. Or, in this case, we have our tea leaves and our boiling water, and we make a synthesis and create tea. However, our idea, like our tea, is not yet finished. We could continue to add new ideas and new synthesis to our existing synthesis, just as we would add sugar to our tea.
Well, I certainly learned a lot. Thank you again, Joshua, for joining us.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next time on Istanbul Tonight.